Good morning, gardeners. Today I'm going to repot my grammatophyllum in one of my new pots. But first let's check on my catasetum. Looking really good. Can't wait. This one, on the other hand, has lost a few, 3 or 4. I think it may lose this one as well, possibly this one. This is the one I bought down in Miami, and it was full of buds. But you know, it sat in a car. It was in a cold air conditioning. Sat in a car again for 4 hours plus, and then came to a completely new environment, so I'm really not surprised that it dropped a few. Let's see, there's one going too. I think that's my 3rd or 4th one to go down. But this one here looks like it may be opening, so hopefully if I can just get one, I'll be happy. Alright, on to the repot. Okay, I've gathered my essential supplies, and first thing we're going to talk about is something to secure, to anchor the plant. I have both this floral wire, which is a little heavier grade of it. I have a lighter grade too somewhere. Maybe this is a medium, because I have a really heavy one too. And then I got this twist tie material, this bird's nest. I got this at the Dollar Tree, so the whole thing was $1. I think I'm going to use this because you can cut the lengthy one here too. But this is pretty cutting, you know, when you put it between pseudobulbs or something. I don't want to cut anything up. I think this is a little more forgiving. Then you need some kind of cutting device that will cut through the wire that's in there. And then, of course, you need a pot. And this is one of the ones I bought in Miami. I got it at Banjong, if I can say it. That's where I got that. And I think it'll be perfect because I saw at Soroa they were planting grams in here. So, and then, of course, the plant. It's a beautiful, healthy one. I've had it for quite a while now. I got it in, I didn't order it individually. I got it in an assortment, I'm going to say, from Carmela in Hawaii. Is it Carmela or Karma something? One in Hawaii. So, this is a squirrel. I thought the squirrel was going to join us for a second there. There we go. Now it's coming in, so you can read it. All right, those are the essential supplies. Now I'm going to grab some non-essential supplies, but helpful, and that is a, what do they call this? A chopstick. And this came with some of my bonsai supplies, which, you know, my bonsai was a fail. This came with that, but this is really good at help pushing things down. I found it very useful in very many ways. So. And then finally, some, you know, cotton rounds and, believe it or not, plant polish. Now, the reason I have this here, I don't typically polish my plants, but when I was fighting the scale, I was trying all kinds of things. You know, I was rubbing it with alcohol, spraying neem oil. And then I came across someone who said, you know, the plant polish makes it impossible for the scale to stick. So I kind of did a little test, and I did like my cattleyas with it and something else. No, I think it was mostly cattleyas, but I didn't do it on another plant that I had cleaned up. And sure enough, they came back to the other plant, and the plant with the plant polish, they didn't come back to. So I'm thinking maybe there is something about that. I don't like to spray all this polish on plants because I'm just not sure if they get the moisture and air that they need with a layer of gook on them. But I think I'm going to start this one like that, just because I think when it's being repotted, especially changed from being in a closed pot to an open pot, I'm afraid it might be a little susceptible. So I think I might do that. We'll see. Time will tell. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I did was cut 4 pieces of twist tie material that are roughly 3 times the length between a hole on this side and a hole on that side. I wasn't really worried about exact measurements. 1, 2, 3. I just realized this is only a 3-hole pot. That's okay. It's got all these others here that I can use if I need to. So I cut those. So now I'm going to wire them on. so that, well, you'll see. Okay, I have 2 of the 3 wired on, and then I'll just show you what I did here. It's not a big deal process. I just stuck the wire through one of the holes, the twist tie, I should say. Brought it up through on the other side. And then I just twist it around. I gave it lots. I didn't want to short myself. These are long enough, no problem. That's why I made them so long. 3 times the distance, basically. And then I just wrap it around. Yeah. Just like that. So now I have all 3. They want to stick up. All right, the hard part I think is going to be getting that plant out of there, stuffed into here. So, be right back. Well, I should have laid something down for the mess I might create, but I didn't, and I'm already in it, so I'll just have to clean it up. All right, so I am squishing the pot a little. Let's see if this will let me lift this whole plant out. No. I do see one root at the bottom, but I don't see them coming through the holes. There's some new growth there. Oh. All right, so my next trick is to roll and smash. I have to be careful of the plant. See if that'll help loosen it. Oh, I see some medium came out. Yes, that worked. Here we go. Ooh. I am not going to mess with its roots. You could. I'm only going to mess with anything that I need to get out of the way for this. Well, actually, it fits in pretty good, but I am going to need to tinker with it just a little. So that's where this is going to come in handy. So I'm going to take this back over here and see if I can this part down here fits in there, but the top part doesn't so much. So I'm just going to pick away and see if I can, narrow its waistline a bit. Well, I could do that in real life, right? All right. Well, now I worried that I picked a little too much. I was picking all around it, but then I realized that, all I really had to do is pick one side. Actually, that might work. No, I think I want it up a little. So let me see if the twist ties will do this for me or not. I might have to take the twist ties inside and back around to create like a cradle. Yeah, this is going nothing like the other ones I saw on YouTube where they just set them here and then they took the twist ties, put them, fed them through the plant leaves and then secured them on the other side to hold it from falling out. Mine is wanting to fall in, which actually looks pretty good. I don't know. Decisions. So here's what I'm doing. I took this one, put it through from the inside and pulling it out. And now I figured it could make like a cradle. Now obviously I don't want it that high up. I'm going to push it down a little bit. And then when I get it where I want it, I can tie it off. These, because they have the wire on the inside, I can, make them go where I want them to. I can bend them. Yeah, let me try that, see how that looks in terms of the depth that I need to hold the plant. Okay, I'm holding my finger there because I think that's perfect. So I'll take the plant back up and figure out a way to wrap it off. Probably just bring it back through the hole again and then do it on the other side. So that is exactly what I did. Get that one out of the way, that's a different one. I brought this one up and over, back through here, and then connected it to the original. I still have a lot hanging off. I'm not going to trim it yet. And I'm very glad that I made these 3 times the length because it gave me lots of, workable length. So I'm going to try it with one of the ones going across the other way. Alright, I got all 3 sides done, and then I'm testing it, and it's not going in quite as far as I'd like, so I think one of them's a little high. I just sort of measured them by pushing against them. Yeah, this one right here is a little too high. So let me move that one down and try again. So as you can see, I've created like a little hammock, and I think they're all now more the same length. So let's try again on putting the plant in. It's still high. There we go. No, not anymore. Okay, that looks pretty good to me, because I wanted the pseudobulbs to end right at the lip. So it's wonky. I have to work on all of that, but that's part of the process too. So let me move on to the next step, and that's going to be taking the excess, pulling it through to hold the plant in place. I don't think I'm going to need a lot of that, but it is going to need a little. Okay, I have it wired in, I think. I just did 2 across, and either side was too short after doing all this to bring it all the way to the other side, but it would bring all the other side, but it wouldn't tie, so I just tied it to the one on the other side. I only did 2 of these across because it seems to be holding. I did use this a lot to push things down, and I saved one exposed root to show you how. I'm going to have to use my hands on this root, I think. But anyway, I used this this tool to push everything down. And then I'm just manually manipulating it to be straight. Yeah. Hopefully the roots will grab onto this pot, and then I can cut away the twist ties in a year. Yeah. It's up above the ground, so hopefully that will, see, I can push down more into it with this. If you don't use a chopstick for gardening, I don't like to give a lot of recommendations, but I would say just give it a try. You might be surprised how useful they are. Alright, so there's my gram all potted up in the new pot. I got to keep a close eye to make sure he doesn't start to fail in here. Yeah, he looks good. Because if he does, I'm going to save this one just in case. Because he is used to being in a pot and he was very root bound, and now he's like open air. Okay, thanks for watching my video. I hope that you will like it if you enjoyed the content, and consider subscribing to the channel if you like to see gardening videos. It's not all I do, but they do come on rather frequently at certain times of the year. Have a great day, and go out there and work on your plants. Bye. Yep, this is the mess it left. Could be worse. And it is in place now. I decided not to put the leaf shiner on it because it just looks so good. I didn't look like any insects were bothering it at all. So, all right, Eddie. There's lots of road. Don't pick the road between my feet, please.